Hello. Alright, I got into a match way faster than I expected here. And it's against Bretonia, which is a little different. So what have we got? We got a bludger. Well, this guy's a ball carrier. So we've got a ball carrier, an extra movement, a niggle, and 2 guards on the blockers. Okay, Bretonia could actually be a little tricky for us. Reason I say that is Dauntless and Guard, so they will be able to block us. Sorry, my match, I was like, well, I'll get it searching and then I'll go get in position. But of course, when I clicked in, it was 4 seconds to go. And it actually found a match first time. So, I mean, that's good. But I wasn't ready. Let's have a quick look, make sure everything looks okay. Yeah, it looks like we're recording. I've got audio. Okay. Quick up with the old team. So, I think I'll probably put it up, but last match got eaten by the servers. So we still maintain our 4-0 record, even though we did technically lose. I said technically lose. We lost. Okay, I'm on defense. That's good. I think we are just going to give them... I thought about leaving the Black Hawk there for a moment, but they've got Dauntless, although... And they've got Guard, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that match and stuff that went with it disappeared, which certainly sucks for our opponent. For us, it's actually, honestly, kind of a good thing. I hate to say it, but it is. Let me just make sure I got set up here okay. Yep. Okay. It was certainly a match I felt we could have drawn, or perhaps won. But our opponent did position well. I think I'm going to put it up because who knows, with my living situation right now, I'm trying to play a lot of games in a short span of time while I'm here, so that I have stuff to put up. But you know, even so, having games that I play that I don't put up is leaving things a little sparse. So I'll probably put it up. I mean, I put all the previous ones that we did well in up, right? So why should I not put up the one that we didn't do well in? Though we could pretend it never happened, because there's no evidence of it. I guess there is now, because I'm talking about it in this video. Okay, that's nice. Oh, another team with only 2 rerolls, and no Apo. So they're keeping their team value down by going a little tight on their extras, which, well, it's risky. Or they may have, of course, had like deaths and whatnot and not been able to afford them. That's just as likely, honestly. But yeah, this is a team that can certainly deal with our strength presence. Although it's going to require some positioning, and if we can keep the guards like not in the thick of things, that could be very helpful for us. So if we get a chance to put a guard, like put a Black Orc on a guard, and just like keep that guard stuck to that Black Orc, that's going to be solid for us. Because then the rest of our team can use their strength advantage. But we'll see how it goes. Looks like maybe he's gonna blitz here. Or maybe he's just putting the extra guys in. Okay, no problem on the pickup. Bretonia good with ball handling. We had a nice little run with them while we played them, but it ended all too quick because I was playing two teams simultaneously. I enjoy Bretonia though. I don't think people play them enough because they're kind of solid. They can kind of compete on the bash and on the ball handling. Of course, their agility is a bit lacking. You kind of want one or two of your blitzers to get agility. Maybe one of your blockers as well. Just to give you that little ability to kind of move. But even if you don't get that, you can get dodge on your blitzers, and you still have a team that can kind of adapt and move around and such. I think I'm going to go after his guard. Because they're going to be annoying. We kind of want to go after these guys as well, but we're not very close to one of them. Let's pick this guy up first. Okay, no dice there. We will centralize him a little bit. So I am going to bring a Black Orc through on this guard. So now he basically has to blitz one of these guys off or do something to kind of give himself the freedom he wants. He's going to have to commit is what I'm saying. Don't have to get our thrower right in there to be useful, just backing this guy up helps. I think we will kind of connect here and here, and then kind of pull into the middle here with this guy, and that gives us like enough width to go either way that we choose. Let's see what they do with that. So obviously he can deal with these Black Orcs, but he has to commit guys to do it, right? That's kind of what we're asking him to do. He can't, by having Black Orcs on him, he has to move other people to help out. And we want to kind of like suck in people, or just tie them up. He's got to choose which he prefers. Looks like he's gonna suck in people. So he now, that'll give him a 1 dice. See, he'll need to commit another person just to get a 2 dice here. He may just take the 1 dice, but if it fails, obviously not great. And this isn't an ideal situation without having the guards over here. He could pull guys in to block this, but he's going to leave one of them to be able to hit him back, so that's why we set this up like that. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what we were looking for. He's kind of like sucked all his forces into the middle, which has got both our Black Orcs down, but, you know, it's kind of committed him, right? Let's see what he does with what he has left. Is he going to commit enough guys over to here to be able to knock this guy down? Well, he can't. He'd have to get 1 down this guy. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, so it looks like he's going to bring... What is he going to do? Is he going to try and knock this guy over? That'll still give us a block here. Or is he just going to one dice this? This is why keeping his guards tied up is good, because you can't bring a guard in here to make this a good situation. Looks like he's just going to leave these guys, or maybe one dice. Okay, that's good, because I can now move this guy up here and re-tie up this. We're not going to wrestle that. Didn't really work out for us, but it was the right decision. Could potentially surf this guy if we're willing. I feel like we should be getting more hits in there. Okay, we do have a hit here. So I think what we're going to do is move this guy to here. It doesn't work for what I was planning. You guys need to move over just a little bit more. You can kind of come into here. Yeah, sure. We're going to blitz here and then come back for the assist. Or, you know what, we'll just do it this way. Nope, never mind, guard. Okay, so that didn't work at all. So I guess this guy's coming in for the assist. Okay, that did work. I guess we'll just push him back and follow. Well, that's unfortunate, but always kind of likely. Oh, we'll just push him here. I don't really know what to do with him, to be honest. Yeah, now it looks like it would have been a better solution to push this guy off the field, but... you know, you just never know. We'd had to commit quite a lot to over here to do that, which would have left our center open, and he's got a strong central presence, so... okay, any pushes here are really good, because it just keeps him jammed up. Obviously he's got a good hit here, which will allow him to move this guy. Probably we'll move this guy here. Which will give him a hit on our mighty blow. I mean, that works too. Excellent. Oh, he pushed him there. Okay. Well, that gives us a mighty blow on his peasant, which is great. Well, he's still got a... no, I don't see where he's going to use a blitz that can stop us doing that. So he's not committing to a direction yet. One dice, one dice. This is feeling very similar to our last match. An opponent who's not afraid to do some one dices when they've only got 2 rerolls, which is interesting. Okay, the pushes this turn are great though. Might well do this one dice because of wrestle. And he'll take a push is fine for him. It's going to move the ball to here. Oh, all the way across. Okay. That's also fine for us though, because that lets us do some repositioning. So it's kind of a bit of cat and mouse right now. Okay, that's nice. Just push him back. Let's see. This guy's not really doing anything currently. He could be an annoying assist help. Oh, that's annoying. Because it kind of takes away our ability to 2 dice on either of these guys because of guard. Well, we could do this, of course. Do we move these guys in? I think we do. And I guess we do this. Blitz here. Knockover is great. We will stay. Yeah, honestly, I think we'll stay. We'll drop back into here. That's nice. Do we need to follow up for the assist? We do not. So we'll actually stay again. Not ideal. And we'll follow that one just to keep them kind of tied up over there. Okay. I feel like we're getting pulled. Our sides are pretty strong, but our center's very flimsy, so if they decide to kind of pull back into the middle, that could work out for them. That said, we do have some good strength around. The guards are sort of semi-tied up again. Is he going to one-dice this? Okay. Is he going to use his first reroll? Yep. Okay, he probably gets through then. That was risky. So I think he's gonna try and push down there and isolate himself away from us. So we may be looking at dodges to get something done here. Very, very risky play. A dodge is not crazy for us because effectively what he just did needed the equivalent of a dodge. It needed a 3+ to work. That was also just, so risky. And again, like if he drops that, it's in big trouble because we got guys we can bring in. But anyway, got away with it. Game back on. Might bring this guy around here. Or even... I don't know. We'll see. I think I'd want to mark this guy up. 5, 6. Otherwise we at least have somebody on the ball. One dies have kind of hit him there, but not as effectively as we'd have liked. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. I'm going to basically just try and tie him up because we can't really get a blitz on him here. What else do I need to do? Probably put you here. I'm not sure this is right. Well, that makes it tricky. So we could do that. We're going to attempt it. Okay, so now he has to make a dodge at least. Guess that'll do. There we go. We're not getting as much damage in as we'd like, but isn't it always the way? Let's save our rerolls. Because he can now move this guy, but he can only move him down to here. He can't bring him down into this important area. Not quite as an effective turn as I'd like, but we still got 2 guys onto the ball. I mean, he might just be going... Yeah, he's just going in. Okay, he made it. So we forced him into some very suboptimal plays, which is all you can do, really, and then you just have to rely on the dice helping you out. And they didn't, so... I mean, at least not enough to get the ball off him. It made him score earlier than he'd want, so there's that. Can we score fast enough? It's going to be tough because he hasn't lost any players, but possible. Ideally, we'd like to push a couple of blitzers through here, just to threaten. This setup it's given us is the wackiest reception. 2 Black Orcs in the deep, thrower on the line here. Okay. Sorry, this formation was so crazy it had us in that I'm having to do a lot of work to put it back together. Okay, so you can be our protection, and then we will pop you here. That's fine. I'm not really sure about any of this, but we'll see how it goes. That's 2 perfect defenses now. See what he does with it. It can be a 2-edged sword. Especially, I mean, if it bounces here, trouble. If it bounces here, suddenly we're feeling pretty good. Because we pop it on this guy, and then we push up onto this weaker side, right? And I think he's realised that enough to the point where he's not going to move his whole team over here. But yeah, the fact it's gone this way when we've got most of our power over here is not ideal. Unless it bounces off. But this could be tough to score if it stays over here. So we can't technically reach it, which is a bad start. We're kind of going to defend the ball in an aggressive way rather than dropping players back, because it allows us to hit some guys as well. Not effectively, but what can one do? You can come back and help defend this, I think. You can move up in here. That works, I guess. Arguably not really. We're going to kind of get in there here. Okay. See if we can actually grab this or not. Well, this is why we saved our 4 rerolls. Good start. I will take that, I think. I think I'm going to keep him in contact there. Might be a bit risky. Okay, so not a terrible turn. Especially considering the perfect defense slash falling over, but that's what we save our rerolls for. And now he has to decide, does he want to attack the ball, or does he want to kind of go after us hard here? He might have been trying to surface there, I don't know. Or was he trying to push us out of the way so this guy could get round, maybe? Probably, he's got a lot of movement. Now it's a much harder deal. But yeah, they're really playing the one dice block game here. Push is great. He's not going to reroll at this stage. Is he going to try and get somebody down here? Yeah, he's dodging. Okay, it worked. Are you bringing this guy through as well? He's got dodge. I feel like he... Nope. Okay. Whew, this is feeling very similar to last game. Okay, I don't think I'll reroll. Okay, he did. Sweet. Okay. It's a possible opening through... Well, is there? I mean, there's a lot of dead bodies in the way is the problem. Okay, so I could do that. But then it's another person in the way. I also need the blitz down here, of course. Okay, I guess we need to see how this goes. Okay, pretty well. Do I hand it off to this guy? It's a bit risky. But I do kind of like it. If it goes wrong, we're in big trouble, but it's kind of a let's try and score play. Okay. So that's mostly good. let's see, let's pop him here. Sorry, you can tell I'm really thinking about everything here. Oh, that's nice. That's not ideal. Oh, I ran out of time entirely. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think we've got him really out of position, so there is a chance. But this guy can kind of get into a more helpful place. This guy will have to dodge. One, two, three, four, five, six. So we can reach that guy at least. I wonder if he's actually going to just dodge this guy around and block. And blitz, I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the switch. I just wish we had taken it first time so that we could have used those rerolls on the follow-up blocks. But, you know, I mean, we could also have dropped the ball here and had a chance of getting scored on, so... Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I guess we'll do this to help kind of block off their route. We have this guy. That seems sensible. I think we do want to hit him with a block. Just got to do it and see how it goes. Okay, that's how we wanted it to go. Armor break would have been even better, but we can't really complain here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd have to be here. He can obviously get a block on us, unfortunately, but there's only so much we can do about that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That works. Okay, a KO is something. Oh, there's a lot of guys there. We got 2 rerolls, so we may as well GFI both of these. Oh, unless we fail that one. Do we still do it? I think we do. Well, we got the important blocks. I'd have liked to have done this block to kind of push him in, but actually maybe this is actually more secure, thinking about it. Wow, okay. That's how you GFI. This guy has no fear at all. Okay, well that's good. That's real good. Three, four, five, six. Can't get a 7 in here. So we're just going to try this. We're going to do the push off because better chance of injury. No dice. No problem. Yeah, I don't think we're going to risk anything. I think we're going to accept that that was great. And just take the touchdown that, you know, we were hoping for. I didn't want to say that we deserve, because I think that's maybe taken a bit too far. Oh no, the new cheerleaders. Oh, that's painful to look at. In so many ways. Okay, the KO is good, because that means they're one down as well. So that's excellent for us. Because that gives us a start. And now we don't have to rush per se unless their pressure is solid. But yeah, I was really happy with that. That was kind of almost an elf play there. He committed hard down this side to try and get the ball. He only had one guy on him, so we were always going to be able to blitz that off. But being able to switch it so nicely, I was really happy with. How much do we want to change here? We've got a good hit there. I'd rather have a block on everybody. A blocker on everybody than a black orc. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Well, that went okay in the end, actually. We didn't get to make the most of the high kick, but we didn't need to. Keep them attached. I think we focus the peasants as much as we can, in the hopes that their armor starts to break. Well, I mean, his armor broke. Peasants and guards, I guess, probably. Seems a sensible way to go. Guess we can kind of push up here a touch. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, we can still reach that. So we're actually going to connect here. We're going to bring in a second line of defense here. And then I think we're going to connect here as well. Let's see how many guys he wants to commit to get these guys down. So I guess technically I'm giving him 3 blocks. But he has to he has to do the committing heavily, or just one dicing it. Yeah, I mean honestly, I do feel like the one dicing is, when you've only got 2 dice, the one dicing is, when you don't need to, is I think probably being one of his bigger potential weaknesses. I mean, I know to some degree at some points maybe you need to do it, but you do have all these blitzers with Dauntless, so you shouldn't have to do it necessarily that much. So I mean, unless we get knocked out here, I'm happy with this, because we were just kind of putting a forward barrier there just to kind of give him something to think about, really. Rather than, you know, and if he ignores it, well then we can push up on it. But he didn't ignore it. Oh, this is aggressive. This is very aggressive. Well, if the one dices work, they work. But he has given us obviously a hit with our Mighty Blow guy. I think I'm going to drop this guy back. And stand this guy up. He's given us a lot of blocks. Now, some of them are riskier than others. Okay, everybody's up. Well, that didn't work out. If we'd got the push there, we could have done a secondary block there. Let's see. That'd be 2 dice, but it would also be a GFI. These guys are certainly my biggest threat though, so I think I'm gonna attempt it again. Huh. Oh, there's somebody else there as well. And yeah, I guess we'll follow. 2 dice here. I think we move the ball back into the middle a little bit, just in case things go wrong. But I think we could do this and this. We'll just leave him there. And then we potentially have 2 dices here, or not. It's a bit early, but we're going to do it. If we can get any kind of man advantage here, it's going to be such a big deal. That was arguably not my best idea, this block, but because obviously if it fails, it's a problem. Because this guy can suddenly dodge out and hit us. But if it works, it kind of squashes them in, right? Yeah, I don't like that I use that reroll, but he's down to 2 rerolls, so... I mean, he starts on 2 rerolls. Okay. So I'm definitely feeling like crossing the pitch here. We'll see how many guys he gets over there. It shouldn't be too many. But now that we have a stun here and most of his knights are this side, And he's stunned twice here. Feels like this is kind of crying out to be moved into if we can. Okay. Yeah, he's kind of staying where he is, which is good. I mean, he's knocking our guys down, which is bad. But because everybody stayed here, we can try and put up something of a barrier here. Oh, okay. That would make it even easier if he does that. Okay, he doesn't do that. So I think we try and move now. Oh, rats. Well, that ain't good. Oof. That also ain't good. Okay, so I don't feel as confident about our position as I did. I guess we can see if he wants to surface. That'll take a turn or two. Okay, that's solid there. No armor break isn't great, because he can now reposition this guy. I may not commit to this. We don't necessarily have to yet, and we didn't have a couple of good turns there. He's got a strong core here that he can try and get in. I wonder if he's going to try and blitz this guy and then move some guys in through. That'd be awkward. Gotta re-roll that, I think. Boy, when this team hurts itself, it really hurts itself. I think he's done himself more damage than we have, honestly. Okay, so obviously that's really changes the complexion of the current situation. Hooray, a knockover. Oh, that's even a 1 dice right now. Okay, this might make more sense. I think for the moment I'm just going to take the semi-safe option. We'll see if it turns out to be safe. Okay, that's excellent. Didn't really pay off though. Okay, I think I'm as happy as I can be with that. So we ended up committing a little bit more to our go to the corner plan than I had intended. But we'll kind of see what he does about it. Obviously he's down to 1 reroll. He has potentially a bit of an out this way, but we do have a good kind of surrounding. Got a couple of guys up here, so even if this guy gets 3 and does something wacky, which the best he can do is go stand next to him, you know, unless he manages to get 2 guys up here, we still have guys that can kind of help out, so. I moved these guys because even though they had these guys really well locked down, I felt like we needed another layer just in case he kind of clears, like, say, this guy. If this guy's still down here, he potentially can get through up here. By being here, he's kind of still in the way. So that was the reason for the move up there. And then this guy being here means that this guy has to kind of come all the way around, in which case we should be able to adjust. That's the theory. Looks like he's having a long hard think about how he wants to approach it, which I understand because there's a lot of mechanics between all the guard and all of the dauntless and the strength on our side, so there's a lot to think about. But he's going to have to get moving. Has he given up? Okay. Well, that's an interesting development. So, for the moment, it looks like he's given up. Sometimes people do this just temporarily. Wait and see what happens and then come back, so we can't let up here. Although, I guess we kind of can if that happens. Alright, there we go. Still only have a 1 dice there. Well, that was an exciting turn, huh? Let's just make sure he can't do anything in one turn. That would be really unfortunate, and then I guess we'll see if he comes back and plays, or if he's disappeared. Honestly, he's not in a much worse position than he was last turn, because we barely did anything there. Okay, so he's back. And this is why you don't completely let up on your opponent. So what can he force here? Because he probably is going to play with Abandon here, in which case he's much more dangerous. I mean, it means it could go wrong a lot faster, but he's potentially a lot more dangerous. Gonna one die here, I'm guessing. Excellent. This guy seems dangerous. Should be able to do this. And then this. That's not really what we wanted. So we'll bring this guy around just in case. Try not to get a push here. Ooh, that's not what we wanted. Let's push him in here. Follow up. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm not really saying a lot useful here. It's the pressure of the potential who knows what's going to happen here. I assume he's going to blitz through here. Well, now that's going to be very hard. Well, 4 plus 3 plus, not that hard. Okay, so now let's make sure we're safe. We do that. We do this. We do this. I think potentially we actually do that. And then come in one just so he can't get some kind of wacky off the side of the field thing. We'll bring in more guys if we can. Yeah, you there seems sensible. I guess if we do that as well. 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes things awkward. Can also do that just to make it even harder. Okay. I guess I may regret that, we'll see. And that's why I brought him in, right? Just so he couldn't kind of come in and then do some wacky off the corner thing. In we go, we're not going to mess around with that on turn 16. Alright, sorry. I had to concentrate a lot harder than I'd like to there because there's always that chance, right? We weren't at a comfortable state. We were never at a comfortable stage. It got much more comfortable, but then we got into that weird like is he, isn't he thing. And that made me extremely uncomfortable, so. How much would a riot screw us over here? Pretty bad. It's got no rerolls, but it's Bretonia. They've got catches. Yeah, they're not playing for a turn really didn't make sense. I don't know if that was kind of like a I need to calm down thing, or if it wasn't intentionally I need to calm down thing but turned into one. But it was, I mean, suspicious isn't fair because you're allowed not to play. But at the time, I think still continuing to attack would have helped. Should have picked up the guy that was up here behind my guy as well, maybe dodged him out, because that puts a lot of pressure on me. He still had enough guys up and I was having trouble knocking him down that I think he could have threatened me harder there. Well, what do you know? We could be in trouble here. We could be in big trouble here. Would you believe it? So the reason I didn't set up all at the back was because I was trying to defend against the one turn, because he does have the movement. So he's got movement 8 guy. It's very doable. So I was defending the one turn, but now of course he should be able to defend this pretty well, maybe? He's got a long way there. He's gonna have to do some work to get more people over there. I mean, this guy can come down, but he's gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's gonna have to dodge through to do anything. Well, no, he's got a blitz. Could blitz here and come through to here, which would make things awkward. Okay, that's confusing. What does that achieve? Why is he blitzing here? I think you blitz here. So theoretically we have a shot on the ball here. I'm just trying to decide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, fingers crossed that the game doesn't double screw us over here. Or triple screw. Okay, we've got the GFI. And, unsurprisingly... Oh dear, this is bad. Yeah, we don't really have anything to do anything about this. That's what we needed. Problem is, he can effectively just blitz us off here. And if I fail this dodge, this guy is free to help out. Yeah, saw that coming. Well, that's a rough way to end the game. Well, I don't know what to say about this really, except I guess we paid the price for not just doing the safe across the back line. The thing is, the safe across the... You know what, I should have just done across the back line. I lost the game there. And well, I didn't lose it. I tied it. But I put all that work in, and then figured, well, I'll defend the one turn. I didn't need to defend the one turn. They're Britannia. They're not elves. Yeah, that should have been a pretty straightforward win. Oh well. I literally, well, yeah, I mean, I have myself to blame. I guess, arguably, we did struggle with the dice a couple times, but movement, sure. But yeah, oh dear, that hurts there. I mean, it needed so many things, right? I don't know what the riot is on, but the riot is such a painful thing. I mean, well, let's see. If I'd set up across the back, you know what? He still might have scored actually, because yeah, I shouldn't feel too bad. It was a riot that did the sin, because I'm feeling like if I set up across the back, I'm safe. But he didn't do a one-turner, so he'd effectively would have a free midfield or mid to back of our field to run into, and he could have like basically sent a cage up there, which also would have been potentially tricky to defend. So you know what? It was alright that this did a sin. It wasn't as my fault as I'm thinking. Because I was forgetting that the two turns meant he could run up. Yeah, because if you think about it, so if this is the field here, halfway line. So if we set up just three guys here and everybody across the back, what he does is he sends a troop down to about here, and maybe another guy around here. Basically, he tries to give himself a chance to push in, and we kind of have to move people away from the back line to attack it and defend it, because otherwise he just sends two guys up to one of our weak guys and pushes through and does what he did at the end there. So even the across the back is not safe because you give him so much room to kind of set up for his last turn. So yeah, you know what? We got done in by the riot. That's what it was. I'm probably being slightly too hard on myself. I'm being hard on myself because I was like, well, we could have set up on the back line, but I'm forgetting that that's not like an invincible tactic. It's only an invincible tactic if he doesn't get the riot right, and then he doesn't have enough movement to do a one turner. So yeah, I've decided it was a combination of the game giving us a riot and then, you know, throwing off our two dice block and making that fail, where it let his one dice blocks succeed. Yeah, that's what we'll tell ourselves. But anyway, it's still a draw, which is okay. But we should be, well, I guess seeing as we lost the last match, we should be five wins, one loss. Arguably, 4 wins, 1 draw is better. So maybe we'll call this draw fair dues for what happened last time. Thank you, Hero to the hero to. There's probably a good way of saying that. I'm sorry. As it happens, hero. That's the way to do it. I was trying to see where the splits were. Hello yourself. We actually just finished a painful game where we got rioted on the last turn, and with no rerolls, they managed to sneak the ball in. So I'm trying to drown my sorrows with my glass of water here, which isn't really working. I was trying to decide if it was my fault for my turn 16 setup, but I mean, I guess there's only so much you can do against the riot, right? So what time are we? We're 10:51. Should we play one more? Perhaps. You never know what you're going to get there. Just won a game because Rock took out my opponent's strong arm accurate with elf. Oof. So you were kind of on the other side. Not that that necessarily would have been a guaranteed win, right, for them, or a guaranteed draw, but you you know, the kickoff result went a little better by the sounds of it. I still really struggle with the kickoff results. I can see that they're fun, but boy, they just wreck so many games. Completely remove the scoring chance. Yep. Yeah. They're fun when it happens to your opponent, that's for sure. But when you fought for like an hour and a half for a hard fought game, and then your entire team gets pitch invasioned or something, or they get a blitz, just something that there's no other way that they could score, then it is a bit more painful. But hey, I assume they're keeping that stuff in for Blood Bowl 3. I'm trying not to look at Blood Bowl 3 too much until it's kind of closer, because it looks like they've still got a lot of work to do to it. Well, let's see where the spinner is, and we'll decide if we're going to play one more. 181. They've nerfed a lot of the events. Well, that's something. Because they're all so brutal. Well, I mean, some of them are not. But they're game change. I mean, I know that, Games Workshop's always kind of made games where they're swingy, right? And it's dice, so it's always swingy. Blitz, for instance, is D3 plus 3 players can activate. Okay, that's not as bad. You could still set up probably quite a nice little pocket if things go right, but it's certainly less painful. I'm guessing it's maybe the same for maybe like perfect defense and stuff like that. Although I've always felt like perfect defense can sometimes hurt the defender because they overcommit. Okay, same. Cool. Well, I'm on board with that. Yes. As mostly an elf player, I gotta say, there's been some beautiful times where you basically can, blitz into their backfield and set up in their backfield with the ball, but it hurts when you're not the elves. How am I building these guys? I'm probably pretty standard. I just picked up this movement. We are 5 games in. Probably I can never decide where to drop the guard and block, but honestly, because I haven't been able to play as many games this season, I'm gonna build them pretty standard and just we're sort of playing for fun, but we're not playing kind of troll and 4 goblins fun. I do like a thrower, but I don't want to overskill him. But yeah, we'll probably guard these guys up. Maybe I'll do 2 guard, 2 block, and then reverse it. This movement guy will get frenzy. This guy probably gets strip ball. Might be a guard. We'll kind of see how it rolls out. I like having frenzy. Too much dark elves are my usual team, so I miss frenzy when I don't have it. And you meet enough players, especially when you've got frenzy on a team that doesn't normally have frenzy. I still feel like there's enough players playing that you can catch them out with it. Oh no. It's been really hard to find a game the last couple of days. I don't know if I think there's been some server issues. I don't know if anybody's run into that. But I had to wait 5 spins yesterday to get a game, which is unusual for the times I play in. I suppose it is getting late now. It's about to enter the dead times. Yeah, I fear you're right. I usually, I'm US based, despite being English, so I usually play sort of sometime, like 6 hours backwards, sometime in that from this time. This is pretty late for me. Yeah. I with the tick over of the clock there, of the timer, I may be more sensible than I was going to and go to bed. I'd like to play another one, but at the same time, sleep is good. Where are we? Yeah, 11 p.m. where I'm at. Yeah, I should be sensible. I got work in the morning, albeit not crazy early. I'm going to give it one more spin. If it doesn't come good this time, I'm going to sleep. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I sometimes debate with myself when is in theory the best time to play to catch players that aren't quite so nasty. And I feel like evening time US is that time, so I don't know. I don't know if there's not quite so many. It's probably fair to say there's not quite so many sort of top tier Blood Bowl players playing in the US evening time. I know, obviously, it's Euro based initially, although there's a big following in US. But then I say that, and then occasionally you just run into. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Oh no, I don't think I stopped recording my. Oh dear.